Hey there, Jeff Cheney with the Cheney Group here, and I'm here to record this quick video to let you know what all the hype is about regarding the field's development. This has been one of the most anticipated developments really in all of North Texas history, and let's dive into why. So this is going to show you kind of the overall master plan of the residential developments. So you have what's called Brookside here, which we'll get into more details here shortly. These lots are actually under development and will be delivered to builders just here in a couple of months where they'll start putting up some model homes. You have Brookside North here, which this is actually going to be the last of the three to get started, but this is going to serve as kind of a semi-custom neighborhood that fits in nicely between what the Brookside product is and then of course what the full custom product of the Preserve is. The Preserve is going to be a 100% custom neighborhood. The first phase has 232 lots. It's going to be guarded and gated. And in my opinion, this will be known as one of the top neighborhoods really across the United States. This here will show you the renderings and the final plat of the Preserve and what all the hype has been. So as you can see, they're spending millions and millions of dollars on landscape improvements through here. From what I understand, just the tree contract was over $10 million to come in and invest in all these different trees. This here is going to be the main entrance where the guardhouse will be. And then you'll have a separate resident-only entrance. I'll show you the elevation plans, but really kind of right in this inner ring is the high point of the property. It creates a giant ridge through here. So these homes in these inner ring will be elevated in many cases as high as 30 to 35 feet above the properties down below. So create a real unique experiences as homes are built up this home side. You can see the renderings of the course, which is the championship course that comes around here, the neighborhood. And of course, this outer ring here is going to be your more traditional golf view type properties. This area over here will be phase 2 of the neighborhood, which will add, in my estimation, probably about another 200 homes here to the neighborhood. The lot assignments have gone out. There are 10 custom builders that have been invited to this neighborhood. They are the best of the best, really kind of sourced throughout all of DFW to find the best builders to bring to this community. And they're all very different. And one thing that we're proud here at the Cheney Group is we knew this was going to be the top community in all of North Texas. And so we have literally invested thousands of hours collectively as a team getting to know every single detail about this neighborhood. We can tell you the characteristics of every single lot here, all 232. And there are some real things that you need to know. And if you're interested in this neighborhood, questions that you probably don't think you should be asking, but need to be asking. And we know all the answers to those. First and foremost, what's unique about this neighborhood really is all the elevation change. You can see that here. All the grading plans that each lot has here creates really unique opportunities to do spectacular type homes, view corridors, and just great architecture. That does come with additional sophistication of architecture and things that you need to know, questions you need to be asking. We've gone into so much depth that we know the retaining walls here in the neighborhood. We know the soil conditions, what that means for your foundation, and what kind of costs that you need. You know, someone coming in here without really having the right type of representation, you may put a deposit down for a lot and then realize you can't build the type of floor plan that you want to build, or that it would have been more cost effective to do a walkout basement floor plan after you've spent 6 figures in architecture fees rather than putting that money into a retaining wall to be able to do your elevation. So those are the things that we have all the answers to, and then just vetting all the builders. So if you've ever built any kind of project, even if it's a pool, you know, the last pool you may have built, you may have interviewed 3 pool builders, and that in alone was overwhelming probably for many of you. Here, trying to sort through 10 possible builders, we've done the homework for you. So we've spent hundreds of hours with these builders. We've visited all their different models. We know the styles, even though they'll all tell you they can build any style you want. Certainly others have expertise in different types of style. We know their cost models. you know, and what are the pros and cons of going with a cost plus builder versus a fixed price builder. So we can walk you through all those different types of things. And then understanding your style is where we can really help you. Then on top of that, we can save you money because we're going to make sure you don't make the mistakes, as we said, in the designing of your floor plan that could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, whether it's site work or design features. We have in-house designers that you can utilize that can save you tens of thousands of dollars just in design up front, but then how you're going to furnish it and so forth. So we are here for the full custom experience. And there's really been no other neighborhood like that. So make sure you're working with someone who understands and has done their homework to really dive into all these types of details, because it truly could be a six-figure decision as you go through and try to work through a plan in a neighborhood like this. This will give you some concept images. So one thing that's really great about all these neighborhoods is they're going to be tightly controlled architecturally. So when you drive through, the streetscapes are going to be beautiful. The architecture is going to be beautiful. And there's going to be a mix of different product types. So this just kind of gives you some ideas of what you would expect from a streetscape perspective. As I mentioned, what's unique really about this property and why the PGA came here is this is unique property in North Texas with the elevation change. You don't normally see that. And so most developments, if they had any kind of elevation change, the developer would come through and they would scrape all this dirt and make it perfectly flat, because that is easier to build on. That is not what they're doing here. Again, they're really utilizing these ridges. You can kind of see this hilltop here and the future phase 2 hilltop here to create something very, very spectacular. One thing, even in Brookside, driving out there personally, you can see the elevation here along with this chain of lakes, where there is actually some areas in this Brookside, because you're so high up, that you're going to be able to kind of see through here and get some visuals of the golf course as well. Here is Brookside South. Again, this is what I mentioned would be delivered to builders here later this year. You can see here is the builder profiles that are coming in. Again, they're going to be tightly architecturally controlled as well in this neighborhood. You can see here just the thoughtful design of the neighborhood. There's lots of different pocket parks. You can kind of see here pocket parks here. You've got some muse scenarios. This grouping of houses, actually they all back to a private park here, which would create a really cool kind of neighbor experience there, get to know your neighbors. Here you can see these row of lots that look onto the chain of lakes, but also front open space. And then these back here will actually kind of look through again to the PGA golf course. And then these row of lots back to Northwest Community Park, which I'll show you here in just a little bit as far as further details. So lots of premium lots here. The neighborhood is designed for the majority of the lots to be smaller in width. You can kind of see here, you've actually got some variety of different product types that are going to be appealing for different types of uses, anywhere from 33, 35, 40, 60s, 50s, and then a few 70s. But this, I would say, is not the development if you want to get 80, 90 or larger foot lots. This is more of you're going to use the shared access and shared open spaces more than maybe your backyard, but some of these will actually have some larger lot opportunities. The chain of lakes here was a significant investment, so you can just see how big this is and just what a natural amenity this is going to create running through the whole neighborhood. And then you've got this park that runs here, which terminates into the amenity center right here. This sits elevated, and I'll show you here in a second how when you're in this pool here, it actually looks down this visual corridor of these chains of lakes. This is Brookside North. So this will have some larger lot components. This is the final piece. The development still has this piece and hasn't found the partner they want to work with yet. This, I would say, would feel a lot like Chapel Creek in that you likely will have a signature production builder that does high-end, semi-custom come in and do many of the homes, and then also reserve some lots. Key here, like you see these, that may become custom projects as well, that would fit in a nice kind of custom price point in between kind of what you could get with the production builder, but not quite as expensive as maybe you'd see over in the preserve. So I think this is probably a year away, I would say, from kind of some formal announcements on what that's going to look like. But I know some people are already starting to wait for this as a great option for them. Again, some additional images for architecture here. And this shows you, again, just the chain of lakes and how they're really amenitizing this wetlands area. It's going to be just a really unique feature, just a beautiful drive and create really nice walks, from a natural perspective. That's what Fields wants to be known for, and it shares the alignment with the city, is they want to be a really active neighborhood. They want to be known for their trail networks, for their open space, and really to become a destination neighborhood. This shows you Brookside Amenity Center. I've heard the budget now has gone way over budget and is over $13 million now. You can see there's a tennis court, there's 2 pickleball courts. This is the main pool. Again, this is elevated looking down that chain of lakes. A playground here, there's an adult pool. There's also a gym in here, and there's all this event space that you can rent or have a neighborhood party or have your birthday party. So just going to be, I think, the nicest neighborhood amenity center in all of Frisco. It just shows you some of the indoor renderings of what that's going to look like from an event space. And this shows you just kind of how they all fit in together. So this was the largest zoning project we've ever done as a city. Something I was really proud of to work on, to really kind of master plan this in multiple different phases. Of course, you see the golf course here. This is Fields North, which I'll be speaking about the commercial developments here later in this presentation. Here is Brookside North on the other side of Fields Parkway. And then, of course, you've got Brookside here. Legacy Drive through here and Fields Parkway are currently under construction. So those are about another, I'd say, 12 to 14 months from completion there. And this here is Fields West, which is going to be the next version of Legacy West. The developer who did Legacy West is a partner in this project. So they're doing their kind of bigger, badder version of what this is going to look like. But you can just see how close it is to these different neighborhoods for this kind of access. And then you have some commercial projects here going in east of the tollway. You're going to have another commercial project here. Fields North is going to be more like the shops of Legacy. And then it kind of works all the way over to where even UNT Frisco is over here on Preston Road. I'm going to talk about some other commercial developments. One is which is the Link, which is going to be another $1 billion plus development directly adjacent from the Omni. And then you've got Firefly Park here, which again is another major commercial development where the Dreams Hotels announced that they're going in. It's currently where the movie theater is in that hard corner. Fields West is where the Ritz-Carlton has announced that they're going to go here. So this is also going to be very high end. So you can kind of see just within this 1 mile square radius, just over the next decade, you're probably going to see more than $10 billion of commercial activity. So that is a big piece of why there's so much excitement about what's happening here. It's just the lifestyle that that's going to create, from a park standpoint to a commercial to a suburban residential feel. I can say, as mayor, we've kind of traveled the world, traveled the United States, looking for best-in-class kind of neighborhoods and developments. There's nothing that's ever been done as ambitious as this, where you can really kind of mix a suburban type feel, residential feel, combined with just incredible walking amenities and parks and open space, but then also blend it with density that you can walk to and get to something like a Fields West or a Link or a Firefly Park or the PGA development. Really going to create a really fun lifestyle. This is something I'm really proud of. I like to joke that on my mayor's tombstone, it will say open space and trails. And so that's a passion of mine. I think there's nothing better to lead to community happiness than great trails, great open space. And it's the number one thing we hear from residents. So one of the things that we did is we actually master planned our entire trail network prior to the roads being done. So what does that mean? That means we were able to design in these below grade crossings, which you can see every single circle here is a below grade crossing that's been planned. So that's where there's a tunnel that goes underneath the road. So you can get anywhere from this teal area, you can get up to Firefly Park, you can get to Fields West, you can even get all the way to UNT Frisco on a bike or by walking and never cross a street. So the connectivity of this is going to be like nothing we've ever seen, and really appeal to people that love that active lifestyle, love the idea of being able to walk out their front door, go to a nice restaurant at something like a Fields West, and be able to walk right back home. This is Northwest Community Park. So you can see this is Teal Road. This is the PGA here as well. And so this is one of the city's most ambitious park projects to date. We hear more and more about how people want less program space. So what you see here is that. So you have this large pedestrian loop that wraps the neighborhood. Here's Brookside. These are the homes that I showed you that actually back to this park right along here. These light lines right here is an extension of what's called the Dorba Trail right now, which is an off-road hike and bike trail that volunteers actually started and built, and the city's going to come in and expand it with multiple loops through here. So for our cyclists out there, you can be able to get out here into nature and really enjoy tens of miles of natural loops through here. There's going to be this pump track here, which is going to be for bike skills. So it could be a child that's learning how to go over a really low ramp for the first time, all the way to advanced cyclists kind of putting on a show for everyone else. You've got a fishing pier. You've got an event lawn here, which is going to be actually programmed and activated for movie night or music night on the lawn or Easter egg hunts or other types of festivals in this part of the city. So that will be highly programmed. You're going to have a dog park. So it's going to be just a really, really nice park. This is very close as well. Again, this is Teal. So one of the great things about the golf course is in a natural wetlands area. And the PGA actually, what they did is they not only preserved, but they actually enhanced the natural wetlands. So you play the back nine of the West Course, and it's really dramatic because you're seeing nature, you're seeing birds you've never seen before. It's really, really special. And that continues on to this side of Teal Parkway. And so the city is doing the same thing, that we're not only preserving it, but we're enhancing it. So this is going to be just a really special place. We think schools will come here. There's going to be a programmed area, learning center here that people can interact. You can see kind of all these trails coming through where it's very much just a nature walk, something that people travel for miles to be able to enjoy something like this. And then, of course, the headliner, you've got PGA Frisco. So the headquarters built right here, that is actually already open. They're working out of there. The course is done. It won't open until probably next April. They want to open with one big bang. The retail district and the Omni are still under construction, and that's when everything will open all at once next April. Here you can see the driving range. It's so big. There's 5 different tee locations. You've got the public driving range here. There's a barbecue joint that's kind of like a kiddie trail ice house. It has roll-up bays off the back of it that you can hit golf balls. Here's our learning center. Private members have their own private driving range. PGA of America has their driving range here. And then, of course, the school district is a partner in this. The students have their driving range, as well as North Texas Golf that calls this their headquarters. This here is the retail district. So very much, borrowed the idea of the Star, where they have a big screen TV right here, and then rather than a large activated football field, they have a putting green. And this thing, you have to see it to believe it. The land area of it is the size of a Major League Baseball field, but this is designed to hold thousands of people, and the whole idea is for people to pick up putters for the first time, and now you're a golfer. And this is wrapped by restaurants and retail, including a Topgolf sports lounge. There's a short course, which is a 10-hole short course that's lit. And then you've, of course, got the 2 championship golf courses. The clubhouse is right here. It's 2 stories. First one has a public bar and grill, retail shop. Second floor is for private club members. And then, of course, you've got the 500-room Omni Resort and 120,000 square foot convention center. They have said this is the nicest Omni they'll likely ever build. It's very much their flagship. So we can't wait to see that. It has, I believe, 5 different pools, including an adult-only roof deck pool with an infinity edge you can see across the course. And of course, the spa has its own spa pool. I understand it's going to be one of the nicest spas in the whole area, 20-plus spa rooms. So looking forward to opening this and sharing this with the public. The Link is going to be another billion-dollar development directly across from the Omni. You can see this is the Omni right here. This development has some unobstructed views of the golf course where you'll have office, retail, residential, but it will have its own residential district, and they're actually, retail district, restaurants, retail, and then they're actually looking to do a really nice entertainment district, which announcements are coming very soon. This I mentioned already is Fields West. So it's the next version of Legacy West. This is actually going to be much bigger than Legacy West. And you can see here again with your below grade crossings, you can be living in any of these neighborhoods and be able to walk to this and be able to walk home and enjoy these different amenities. This is another look at Fields West. So Windrose Avenue in Legacy West is 2,200 feet. This version of it here is 2,500 feet, so it's actually longer than Legacy West. And one of the things I've heard they wish they would have done in Legacy West is put some open space into it. So they've actually solved that, where it terminates again into this chain of lakes and this event lawn to create that kind of experience. Firefly Park, again, this is just another kind of world-class destination development looking to come very, very soon. Some more announcements coming. And that is kind of why there's so much excitement and buzz being created about what's happening here. Again, our team has put together thousands of hours into this development. We know it inside and out. If there's such a thing as having a PhD in a development, we have that. And so we can tell you about every piece of dirt out here. Give us a call. We'd love to tell you more about what's happening out here and answer any questions that you have. Thanks so much.